And then the second thing I was pretty impressed with that I did was this Venture Step guest outreach. So this was a little complicated because I didn't ask for one thing. So I asked for it to research guests, but what I specified was, hey, every Tuesday, go on a hunt and find some talent that could go on the show. Scout LinkedIn tech news, executive bios, industry news, and find some innovative take within any vertical. I don't really care what vertical it is or what industry. I just want it to be innovative. And then I said, take all that information, find the person, research them, specify whether or not they're a good partner for the show by looking at the RSS feed from Venture Step, and then log that information in the CRM for outbound. So these are outbound requests, and then find the email of that person. So there's a lot of steps of this. And this is something that like you legitimately pay for consistently. And I'm not saying that replaces it, but for somebody who is managing many different tasks to take this off my plate and allow me to easily find some outbound leads once a week and just look through. And maybe every week for 3 weeks, they're all duds. And then, 4 weeks in, I get a couple people that I really want to book on the show. And then it's part of the process of getting them on the show. But I thought this was pretty cool where it specifies multiple steps and tasks to retrieve, research, then draft, then insert data. And so it's multiple things. It's like, one, you've got to find where you want to look. The next thing is you got to find good information where you're looking. And then after that, you've got to extract that information of what you determined was good. And then you've got to specify on different sites these people and do additional research. And then you're asked to take that and then determine whether or not these people, in their opinion or their best grounded truth on your context of your account, in this instance is VentureStep RSS feed, whether or not these would be a good fit. And so then it needs to understand the guests that were on the show and then circle that back to the guests that they're looking at. And then if they determine yes, then they've got to then input that information into a slide and find their email, not the slide, a Google Sheet. Find their email and then insert that information into a Google Sheet and then draft an email. I feel like that's a lot. That's a lot of work. Like for you to do that yourself, that's multiple hours to do multiple guests. Like if you did 10 guests, that's some time. That takes time to find all that information. Like that stuff's not easy to find. And whether or not the information is true or factual, I think it's a toss up between human and non-human. If you find somebody's email on the internet, doesn't mean it's theirs. I mean, it could be theirs. You don't know until you email them. So I can't really verify whether or not this information is true, but I can say that it did put the information in and it put it in this file, which is nice. It has who they are, where they're at. But my personal opinion is this is pretty cool. This use case, I thought it'd fail, but it did a great job at creating this unknown scope, curating it, and then throwing it into a spreadsheet, and then drafting emails for me.